At the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, the Scholar Communications Department started a program in 2018 for textbook affordability that included the library purchasing unlimited concurrent user licenses for required textbooks. This was given its own funding code, TXBAF, Textbook Affordability, and was expected to expand in the next year or so. Once we shut down for COVID-19 and faculty realized their summer courses were going to be online, we greatly ramped up the program that required several fundamental changes in the way we had been acquiring materials and how library departments were working together. There was, until COVID, an institutional slowness about ebook purchasing, both within the library and outside it. Luckily, having already created a funding code for unlimited access textbooks, we were able to track new purchases and monitor student savings. If it hadn't been for the previous understanding about what kinds of licenses were required for required textbooks for courses, who was monitoring student savings, and what funding code was to be used, this transition might have been much more chaotic. Despite a great deal of momentum on textbook affordability through OER and library licensed ebooks, the majority of the requests flooded into collection development via our purchase request forms and course reserve request forms. Collection development and scholar communications had to work together to identify the best solution for what faculty wanted, such as a course reserve or an unlimited licensed ebook, or just an expansion in the collection. Eventually, we halted almost all physical book purchases and greatly expanded the textbook fund, and continue with this new collection development policy. We've developed new workflows, new policy, new request forms that simplify how requests come in, and how we can track student savings under a wave of new ebook requests, while also trying to understand what it is faculty are requesting from the library. Requests for items that are marked as course-required materials are now forwarded to the Scholarly Communications Department, where we can determine if the correct license is available, and if not, suggest alternatives to the faculty members such as OER or open pedagogical practices. This generates outreach for Scholarly Communications Department and is very useful for our continued outreach. When we started purchasing e-textbooks for required courses, we were one of the few in the UT system that had an explicit program, based on discussions I had had in 2018 with a UT system task force. Now it's becoming more common practice for libraries to put funds usually reserved for course reserves or other faculty requests into ebooks. Our advantage was having a student savings tracking process in place and a strong relationship between collection development and scholarly communications prior to the influx of new requests stemming from summer 2020 course development.